So just like Monday, our first box says to place a check mark by the sentences with a compound subject. So let's go ahead and take a look at these sentences. Which ones have a compound? Number 1 says Legos and Lincoln Logs are sets of toy building blocks. Who thinks they know what to do? Sentence number 1 get a check mark, or is there no check mark? Gideon, what do you think? Check mark or no check mark? Are you sure? It does get a check mark. They're talking about two things, two subjects, Legos and Lincoln Logs, two different types of logs. Sentence 1 does get a check mark. Okay, and I'm glad that you were looking for the word and, but especially in longer sentences, you have to read it really carefully. Otherwise, it's super easy to miss. Okay, sentence 2. Legos are made from plastic, but Lincoln Logs are made from wood. Does sentence 2 get a check mark or does not? Kylie? No, no check mark. You're right. This is not a compound subject. This is a compound sentence. They took two different sentences. Legos are made from plastic. Lincoln Logs are made from wood. They're both sentences. They combine them using a comma in one of our fanboy words. But they're not looking for compound sentences. They're looking for compound subject. And each of these sentences has one subject. First sentence is about Legos. Second sentence is about Lincoln. No check mark for sentence. Sentence number 3. Carter and Dylan each have large sets of Legos. You can tell me about sentence. Carter and Dylan each have large sets of Legos. Check mark or no? Ezekiel, what do you think? This one gets a check mark. I have two subjects, Carter and Dylan. 3 also gets a check mark. All right. Second box. Again, we're looking for our root word. Those root words we said yesterday were little parts of words that kind of give you a clue about what that word is talking about. This first one should look kind of familiar from our one yesterday. This one is tricycle. Tricycle has two roots in it. Who thinks they know what one of the roots in tricycle? Bella. Try is one root. Who thinks they know what the second root? Haley. Second root. Cycle. We have try and we have cycle. Now, one of these roots should seem pretty familiar from you. We had cycle as a root on Monday. Who remembers what does the root cycle? Hi. What does the root cycle mean? Cycle means a wheel or a circle. Now this part was different from yesterday. We have the root try. Who can tell me what the root try? Jadine. Sorry, Jadine. What do you think? Try means 3. So this time, yesterday, we had bi, which meant 2. And let me actually write that out. Try means 3. So a tricycle is what? What is a tricycle, or what do we know about a tricycle? Bella? There's 3 wheels. So a bicycle has 2 wheels. A tricycle has 3. Okay. This next one is new. Let's see. Who thinks they know one of the roots? Because there's 2 again. Who thinks they know one of the roots for biography? Kylie, do you think is one of our roots for biography? Very close. Bi was one for yesterday. This one is a little bit different. You've got most of the root, but not all of it. Haley, what do you think? Bio. I'm glad you thought about yesterday, but this one does have a different root. Yesterday was bi, this root is bio. You're right, it does have the bi, just like in bicycle from yesterday, but this one's using a different root. B-I-O, bio. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Who thinks they know what second root? Saya, what do you think is the second root? Graphy. Graphy is our second root. So we have bio, graphy. All right. Who wants to take a guess? What do you think bio? And again, if you're not sure, that's fine because we are going to go. What do you think bio means? This word might seem kind of familiar. Biography. I think, show of hands, who's ever heard that word before? Biography. Heard it, or if you. Okay, so a few of us have seen or heard that word, biography. For those of us that have, do you remember where you saw it or what they were talking about? Kylie, you remember? That's okay. But what do you remember about it? Besides being in second grade. Do you remember what they said about biographies or what they were? No? Is anyone that remembers or that can help Kylie out? Violet? It is a book, it's a type of book, but it's not just a book that tells you about books. It tells you about something. It gives you facts, it gives you information, it gives you details. Yes and no. It does give you lots of facts, but about one particular thing. Bella, do you remember what that one thing is? Not about the world. You're thinking of a similar word here. Okay, so I'm glad that you guys remembered. A biography is usually a book that has to do with our second root. So, graphy means to write. Graphy means write. Now, sometimes it can be used to mean drawing. It's something that you're not writing with words, like you're writing down as a shape or something like that. But graphy means write. The first part, bio. A biography is a book. It tells you facts and details about somebody's life. So bio means life. All those kinds of books, biographies, because they write about somebody's life.
Well, it's Mr.
Everything's okay on this end, Chris. Let's take a look at our sentence. A little bit. All right, our sentence today. Where is my Lego Spider-Man? Wailed Joshua. Where is my Lego Spider-Man? Wailed Joshua. Who can tell me what is one mistake that they see in Bella? What's one mistake we can? Okay, where? The beginning of the sentence. We need to capitalize it. Right? Very good mistake to find. What else? What's another mistake they have in this? Nadine?
Capital.
Okay, which name? Okay, wailed I don't have to because wailed is not his. Joshua is. When it says wailed, that's like when someone is like screaming and crying. So Joshua, you're right. Joshua needs to be capitalized. It is his name. Right? What else? Violet. I do need to capitalize Spider-Man. You're absolutely right. But Spider-Man is not one whole word. There is something wrong with it, the way that they wrote it, though. There's something missing there. So it does stay two words. We do capitalize Spider and Man because Spider-Man's name, but there's something missing in the middle there. I do. Where do I need the question mark? After man, I need a question mark. Now in this case, since it does say he's wailing, we could also put an exclamation mark, but I agree with you. I think a question mark is better because he is asking where is it. I could also put both. Put a question mark and an exclamation. Bella. So, well, Violet said earlier that we do have to capitalize Spider-Man. Right? Spider and Man get capitalized. Jaylene, what do you think? Awesome. Where do I need to add the quotation marks? Okay, so
That's the
he
end of
starts
our
talking.
segment.
Perfect. I always need two, where he starts talking and when he stops talking. So he starts talking in front of where, and he stops talking after man. Very good. Okay, so we still have, let's see, three more mistakes. So far we've capitalized where, capitalized spider and man, capitalized Joshua. We put quotation marks in front of where, after man. And we also put a question mark after man. There's still three more mistakes. Two of the mistakes are punctuation, little marks or lines that we need to put somewhere. The last one, or the third mistake, is a capitalization. Three more. Bella, I think I found one. You capitalized Lego because Lego is the name of a brand. You capitalized. Very good, fine. Okay, we've got two more mistakes. Both of them are punctuation, little marks or dots that we need to put somewhere in our sentence. What do we always need to put at the end of a sentence? Or I guess not always, but usually. What is usually there at the end of a sentence to let us know the sentence is over this? Sitting? We need a period. Where do you think I should put the period? At the end of our sentence, so after Joshua. The last one, and Violet, you almost had this one. There is something wrong with Spider-Man, and I'll show you when I get there. Okay? So first, quotation mark. Capital. Where is my capital? Lego. Capital. Spider. And then between spider and man, we have a mark we call a hyphen. The one that kind of looks like a minus sign. And capital man. Question mark. Because you're right, he is asking a question, even if he is shouting, wailing, they say. Wailed. Capital Joshua, period. So a hyphen is a mark that you don't see too often, but in this case, Spider-Man, whenever they write the name Spider-Man, hyphen in. Where's my Lego Spider-Man? Wailed Joshua. We move these over. Okay. We have to circle the adjectives, underline nouns. Remember, nouns are person, place, thing, or idea, and an adjective describes that noun, gives you information about that. So for sentence number 1, Mom signed the important paper. Who can tell me what is the adjective, the describing word that they used? Mom signed the important paper. What do you think the adjective, describing word? Bella, what do you think? What was my describing word? Very good. Important is my describing word. And Bella, what are they saying is important? The paper. Don't worry, Nikai. Remember, I always show the whole page at the end, so that way we can go back and fix whatever. So Bella, go ahead. Fish your brain. Very, very good job. That one was kind of tough because they put in second noun to try to throw it off. But our adjective was important. What was important? Paper. All right. Sentence 2. Who can tell me what is the adjective in this one's another one that's kind of the house was built of wooden logs. Kylie? Not built. Built is a verb. That's something that we did. Or we're not looking for verbs. We're looking for adjectives. Words that describe. Reading? Not house. House is a noun, but it's not the noun they're describing. They're describing something else. That's close. Who can help her out? What's the adjective? Kylie. No, not of. The preposition. So, oh, Bella, let's see. Can you help her out?
Did.
What is it? Not was. Was is a helping verb. So, Jadine, you were very, very close. Wooden logs, I know it looks kind of close, but they're two words.
Is it built?
Nope, built is a verb. Our adjective is wooden, telling us they're made out of wood. And what was made out of wood? So wooden is our adjective. Logs is our noun. Like I said, this one was kind of tricky because it does look like they made them separate. Wooden log. Okay. Sentence 3. The playground was filled with joyous children. Playground was filled with joyous children. What's the describing word? The adjective. What do you think, Bella? The describing word. Joyous. Very, very good. You're doing really good with these today. What is joyous describing? Children. So it's not the playground that was joyous, it was children. Real quick, before we go on to the last one, what does joyous mean? Who can tell me? Haley, what does joyous mean? That's one way to put it, having fun. Joyous means very, very happy. Okay, last one, last sentence. Jacob lost his plastic leg. Jacob lost his plastic leg. Jadine, what do you think is the adjective describing word? No, not plastic Lego. Remember, an adjective is just one word. You gave me two. Plastic. Plastic is my adjective. And what is plastic describing, Jadine? The Lego. Not Jacob. Jacob's not made out of plastic. But the Lego is. Right? And one last box. We're going to look at the sentence. We're going to look at the changes. See which one. Do you like the cabin I built from my Lincoln logs? Asked Luke proudly. A. Let's change the comma to a question mark. So here's our comma here. They think that this comma should be made into a question mark. B says change the period to a. So answer choice B also thinks there should be a question mark. But instead of being here, they think the question mark needs to be back here. Change this period. C says delete the quotation mark. So they think that these quotation marks shouldn't be. D, make no change. That the sentence is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. You need to. Who can tell me what answer choice you picked? What answer choice seems like the best one? A, B, C. What answer choice did you decide was the What do you think, Alexa? Which one do you think is A, B, C? B, change the period to a question mark. So you think that back here, instead of having a period, we need to. No. So which one do you think? A, change the comma to a question. Do you think the question mark should be back here? I agree with you. There is a question he is asking. Do you like the cabin I built for my Lincoln Logs? He's asking it. It even tells us. Asked proudly. So he is asking. But remember, we always put the question mark right after the end of the question. And asked Luke proudly is not part of our question. Like when you go to mom or dad and you ask them, Mom, can we go to Chico's Tacos for dinner? Asked Alexa hungrily. You don't have to say that last part, do you? You can just say, Can we go to Chico's Tacos? That would be where your question mark. That's the end of your question. That would be change the comma. Period is fine the way it is. All right. Very good work today, guys. I'll leave this page up. That way you can go back to yours. If there's anything to fix or change, have the time